Condo sales in some major Canadian markets are continuing to drop to lows not seen in decades. It has some condo owners looking to offload their properties, worried that things will only get worse. Joining me now is Tom Storey, realtor with the Royal LePage Signature Realty. Tom, good morning. Good to see you today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It seems like not long ago, everybody was getting a condo, as many as they could, in some cases, if they could afford it, as a side hustle. And now we're seeing projects being canceled. What has caused the condo market really to bottom out?
Yeah, so for the new condo sales, they're at numbers we haven't seen in 20, 25 years for number of properties actually selling. You're seeing tons of cancellations. And basically what has happened is that investor-focused condo market, which really was the new construction side of the market, because for these developers to start building, in most cases, they had to sell out 70% of the units to put a shovel in the ground. And when you look at who's willing to wait 4 or 5 years to move into a property that they're going to buy, and yes, there's maybe some downsizers, maybe a handful of first-time home buyers, but really investors were driving that market. They were buying them, they were holding them as investment properties over a period of time. But investors really want maybe at least one of two things. They want cash flow or capital appreciation. We are in a market condition now where neither of those things are very realistic, at least in the medium term. And then all that demand that used to be there for this new construction project is just not what it used to be.
So how has this downturn affected pricing for, say, new condos versus resale?
Yeah, the new condos have always been a premium versus the resale properties. Right now, based on the new data that has come out, it's still about $300 more expensive per square foot to buy new construction. So you are paying a premium, and then you got to wait 5 years. So we have seen overall come down a bit, but there's also a lot of purchasers that bought new construction in 2021, 2022 that's being delivered this year. And the GTA, we have over 30,000 condos being delivered to people that bought them in previous years. A lot of them are not worth what they paid. And then on the resale market, which is really its own kind of discussion on the side here, we have a ton of inventory. In the short term, we don't need more condos in the city of Toronto. We have the most that we've ever had for sale at one period of time. My only concern into the future is that you can't just snap your finger and build a building. It takes several years. So if we're not selling anything now, we'll start to see how this really impacts things into really 2027, 2028, and into the 2030s.
Okay, what really stands out for me is that you just said we don't need any more condos in Toronto. When you think about the housing crisis that we're in, so how do you square that circle?
Yeah, so I mean, right now we have enough condos. It's very clear in the inventory data, and it's been like that for a long period of time. I think what I've been really focused on recently is did we build the product that people actually want? I'm seeing in my own business right now, there's hundreds of condos for sale under a certain price point that people could afford to buy, but instead they're competing on the semi-detached home in a single family neighborhood because that's what they actually want. So yes, we do. You look at what prices have done over the last 25 years. It's very clear we had an inventory issue. Right now, we're sitting with the type of inventory where the demand for that inventory always was an investor. So I think what we really have to focus on in the future is building the type of homes and condos that families actually want to buy and use as end users, not just strictly investments.
Interesting. So maybe not those teeny tiny condos that a lot of people got. I want to ask you lastly, is this a buying opportunity, do you think, for those who are maybe want to be investors or want to enter the market, Tom?
With a long-term perspective, you could make that argument, but I still think there's some time here, and investors can kind of sit quietly on the sidelines and watch how everything plays out. In the resale market, what we're telling all of our buyers, if you're going to buy a condo right now, we don't know what the next 2 years are going to look like. Prices could continue to go downwards, and we're seeing this big trend right now. The property type that's selling the best right now in the city of Toronto for condos is actually 2 bedrooms and 2+ dens. So it's very clear to me that people want space, and the question is going to be into the future, do developers actually start building the type of units people want versus the type that investors wanted?
Amazing how the pendulum swings. Tom Storey, great to have you with us today. Tom is a realtor with Royal LePage Signature Realty.